everypony, MuseScript here, and for some reason, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 things I have learned whilst being in charge of audio dramas. Being good at directing your own audio drama comes from experience and learning through mistakes, getting better at them, etc. So without further ado, here are the 5 things I've learned whilst making audio dramas. Thing I learned number 1, writing the story. One of my many weaknesses when I first started writing my audio drama was filling the episode up with, well, filler. At first, The Heart Shell started out as a fanfic which I got rid of after I started making changes to the drama itself. But the first 4 episodes of The Heart Shell were pretty much identical to the fanfic it started from. The problem I had here was that I had a habit of making filler in areas that didn't need to have it, like scenes that served no purpose to the actual story. They just filled up the episode's time. This was mostly present in episodes 1 and 2, Episodes 3 and 4, not as much. I also noticed when I was working through the audio drama itself that there could be plot holes that needed to be filled later on, like why Applejack seems to have nightmares about her parents' death every night when it happened more than a decade ago, or how Tank didn't starve overnight in the first episode of The Heart Shell. Nowadays, when I'm writing the script, I don't worry too much about how long it will go for. I just made sure to get the relevant information in there to keep the audience engaged. Another tactic I love to use whilst making episodes were cliffhangers, which most writers for audio dramas will do, like Remembrance. This will also get people hyped for the next episode. I realized I didn't really do that in the very first episode, so a mistake on my part. My way of writing the audio dramas is inspired by one of my favorite animes, Madoka Magica. I add little bits of foreshadowing and theory hints to get people wondering what that is. Then reveal it episodes later, and everything becomes clear. Anyways, moving on. Thing I learned number 2. Working with music. As you all know, I'm called MuseScript because I love music and to write scripts. So making an audio drama was a great way to test my skills. At first, I was originally going to have covers for the audio drama like most audio dramas, but after familiarizing myself with Daughter of Discord soundtrack, I decided to compose my own songs to practice my composition skills. Most of the vocal songs, like 12 out of 13 THS songs, were only performed by me. Though I did have experience with other people performing my songs, audio dramas were another matter. The first time I actually had someone besides myself perform one of my original songs and wasn't a cover was Peacock Studios, the voice actor of Blue Streak. Of course, in The Color Goddess, I was writing songs for other voice actors, so I needed a good idea of their range. Most of the time, I based the range of the original song off of singing demos of the voice actors, so I wouldn't make it too low or high for them. I also supplied instrumentals and metronomes for them, and gave them plenty of time to learn the songs. Learning original songs takes up more time than learning a parody cover in my opinion, though they might take up the same amount of time for someone who doesn't know the song being parodied. But my main weakness when I was first making music for the audio dramas was having it too loud. It showed through the first few episodes of The Heart Shell, and even now, it's hard to hear some of the dialogue. But nowadays, since I edit audio in Audacity, I usually have the gain of the music from -15 to -20. That way, it will still be heard, but it won't drown out the voices. Thing I learned number 3, having the right microphone. When I first started recording for my channel, I was recording in Audacity. The only problem with that was it was a small Surface Pro computer. Because of that, I ended up recording my voice through one ear instead of both. This is easily noticed in the first 4 episodes of The Heart Shell, where you could hear the vocals mostly through the left ear. I had also recorded the first 4 episodes in roughly October of 2016. I actually did that for the entire series before I started making changes, and by episode 5, I had changed the story a lot from the original fanfic that I decided to record my voice in Logic. Of course, I had already started recording my voice in that way for a little bit before, but this was the first time I did it for my audio drama. In my opinion, my Mac microphone worked way better than the recording in Audacity ever did for me. And the good thing about my Mac microphone is that it isn't a physical microphone. It just proves how good it is, really. Thing I learned number 4, editing the rest of the audio. Oh my goodness. When I first started working on audio dramas, I hated adding sound effects, and I still do. Reason being was I wasn't sure how many I should put in for each scene. I just think it was a little tedious. It may have not sounded so bad when I was editing them, of course, but when I was editing audio, I always saved them till last. Most of the episodes with sound effects might have sounded a little rushed in my opinion, mainly because I did audio editing in one go, and I was more excited about listening to the lines than working with sound effects. Some people out there usually do a much better job than me with editing sound effects. I am getting better, of course. Nowadays, I edit the audio for the episodes bit by bit and not in one take. I first started doing this whilst I was waiting for voice actors to turn in their lines. I made the most of it and edited the scenes with the only sources I had available. But the good thing about that was I didn't have to edit the episode's audio in one go. I even developed a checklist of the different audio sections and VA lines in a Google Doc so I could keep track. Now the audio editing sounds smoother than the audio editing from maybe a year ago. And finally, thing I learned number 5. Learning to work with other voice actors and artists. When I first started my audio drama, I did everything. I did the art, I did the voice acting, the editing, the writing, and the composing. Though back in October 2016 to January 2017, my art was extremely cringy. But I practiced throughout 2017 and got so much better at drawing ponies and have now adapted my own cute style. From episode 2 of The Heart Shell and onwards, I did have other artists on the team such as Dolphin Wave X, Ruby Inc. 37, and Zoe Eris. Through time, they did drop out, leaving me to draw the rest of the art for the remainder of the episodes. The only reason I did most of the art myself was because I could complete scenes in a short amount of time. However, when I started working on The Color Goddess, I decided it would be nice to have more artists to shorten the workload, but also give them a chance to have their art in the audio drama. I also referenced the appropriate time gap allowed for artists to complete their scenes. I usually give the artist 2 months to complete one scene and allow extensions when needed. The same can be described for voice actors. For the first 5 episodes of The Heart Shell, I voiced everyone, but episode 6 and onwards, I gained a couple more voice actors onto the team. Flutterose, Dolphin Wave X, Pupcake 1001, and Peacock Studios. The Heart Shell would be one of the only MLP audio dramas ever which didn't have a single male voice actor. That changed in The Color Goddess when I would be needing male parts and I would have a wide range of characters which are not all voiced by me. And it's also cool meeting these wonderful, talented people and collaborating with them. So those are the 5 main things I've learned about making audio dramas so far, and I'm pretty sure there are plenty more things to learn along the way. Stay tuned for the future episodes of The Color Goddess as we'll continue to grow in quality. And now's the time to say bye! This is MuseScript signing out.
The School of Friendship is for all of us, a place where we belong, where we all learn to share and trust. The rules